Hi, my name is Kelly Johnson. I'm 67 years old, and I was a guest of One Just City for a year. I was recommended through the United Church. I was living outside of the city in the bush because I felt safe there. There was nobody and there was no dangers. But the weather became very, very cold. I think when I finally gave up, it was minus 29. And I approached the minister at the United Church in Oakbank. She was aware of this program, and she said she would see what she could do. And she made some phone calls. Immediately was put into the program. And that first night, I had a bed available to me. And people that knew my name, people that knew who I was, I'd never seen them before, but they knew me. So the first night I stayed, I didn't sleep a wink. I was so scared. It's a different kind of life doing this. Took a little bit of time to fall in and feel accepted.
Within our housing program, we're not just focused on housing our community members, and we call them guests, not participants or clients. We're there to be their full support. So we're housing them, we're keeping the relationship and connection going, we're doing check-ins, we're going to try to assist with furnishing as much as possible, setting them up for success, basically. If they have, like low income, whether if it's EIA, we try to see what other benefits the government has for them, or other grants that we can apply for to just kind of get their income, higher, but also like old age security, CPP. A lot of our community members don't just get the regular benefits. A lot of them have disabilities, so connecting them with doctors, so we can get them a higher, benefit for a disability. And then just, again, also being that support, assisting them with their educational piece so they understand the tenant and landlord mediation and education so that they're not in there to fail, but like I said, to succeed. And then just keeping that relationship going with our drop-in services. So coming in for lunch, staying for the activities, so like bingo or movies. So then that way they still have a connection with the community and other guests. Yeah.
I was with my landlord for 39 years. There was never an issue, never a problem. He passed away, and I woke up to a for sale sign on my front lawn. That evening, the house had a sold sign on the bottom. And the next day, I was given a handwritten note that I had to be out by the end of the month. I went through the rentals people and opened a case with them, and they were helpful, and they managed to stretch it out a little bit, but not a lot. The rents are so sky high. I eventually became homeless. All my furniture, all my belongings, your whole life just ends up going in a dumpster. I had nowhere to go. I'm a big outdoors guy, so I naturally went to the outdoors and set up a tent and set up a camp. And the whole summer was wonderful. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. I managed to get my head straightened out, didn't feel so sorry for myself. Then the cold weather started coming in, and it ended up not being a place that was safe and pleasant to live. When I came into the city, I didn't find the resources that I expected to find, but I don't know what I expected to find. And so I must say, there was nothing there for me. I went to places like the library, and there was nothing. She said, this is where you read books, is what she said to me. And only because they had a wall of information. And I went to City Hall. I just got turned in a circle. I didn't know where to go, what to do. When all this was going on, I went to an MLA's office, and I said, "Are you aware of anything that's out there to help homelessness?" And he said, "No." He says, "Not here," and closed the door. There were very, very few resources available in my face, which I thought there would be. I thought there would be all kinds of information that I could get, but there wasn't. And then I fell upon Grace. And this place, just in a matter of hours, it turned around. If you ask more people, I like to talk, I like to ask questions. So every once in a while, you find someone in here that has some intelligence, and you can sit down and have a conversation too that doesn't relate to alcohol, drugs, what he did last night or who he did last night. And they all say the same thing. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know who to go to. And that's a lot more than that's like a dozen people that I've talked to.
Honestly, somebody just wants somebody to hear them out and listen to them. You know what I mean? And so the good thing is, and I love about One Just City, is the fact that we are so strong on our volunteer base, right? So our volunteers will sit down with community members and talk to them and listen to them. And honestly, that goes a long way because they're coming here upset, like community members will come here upset. They sit down with you, they're telling you their day or their story or whatever happened to them, and then they leave happy because they feel heard. Being funded by End Homelessness and within the Reaching Home program, they have been able to support us in honestly various ways. One thing for sure that I absolutely love and adore is the fact that our funding is able to support us in purchasing new supplies, housing supplies for our community members. When we have guests that have been unhoused for so long and we finally put them into a home, it's so refreshing to be able to say, this is mine and it's brand new. You know what I mean? So we do rely on donations 100%. But when it comes to, being able to purchase them like a new bed, new furniture, you should see the smile on their face, to be honest. And so that's been like a huge help, but also within like Reaching Home, being able to get more staff for us, because I've been with One Just City for quite a few years now, and just seeing the supports that we have and being able to have staff from part-time to full-time is such a huge thing, because then when guests come in, especially when they come in, it's just that drop in hours is it's a small time frame, right? But if they're able to come in before drop-in or after drop-in, staff is able to sit down with them and make that time for them, especially because then a lot of our community members aren't comfortable disclosing things when a lot of people are around. So they're able to get that private time, that one-on-one. So yeah.
I am 1 month away from being on the street again. And I can just afford my rent, some food, and thank goodness I only have 2 bills to pay. I would like to go to bed every night knowing I can wake up in the morning and there's going to be nothing wrong. I can't do that now. Now all I do is worry about how I'm going to make it through past Christmas. Grace has told me that she's going to help me, and that will help me through Christmas. But I don't know what's going to happen after that, and it's not right. I shouldn't have to be wearing these things. I should be able to come home, sit on my couch, play with my cat, and not have a worry in the world. I shouldn't have to worry about how I'm going to live.